Not going to tell you where because they haven't paid me to say where yet.
Smart move.
But
hang on, let me hit this.
Yeah, there you go. My hope is to get one in the morning. Everything else, whether I'm on track with everything else in life, will determine if that happens.
Is that a lift or some cardio or a combination?
Normally a combination.
Okay.
So I will feel so much better about the amount of food I'm gonna stuff my face with if I can get that out of the way early on. Because there's no, I mean, it's all in.
You should be.
I think
Thursday.
That's trademarked.
Well,
you owe Dabo $15.
So I'm losing money from this spot, not gaining money.
Yeah, you're moving the wrong direction. Preston, lunch, dinner, mid-afternoon meal.
I like a good mid-afternoon meal.
Okay. So breakfast, ?
0.
Okay, so you just go in cold.
Yeah, I go straight up, straight in.
Chris?
Will I have breakfast?
Oh, you'll have a double, a double.
I have a double. Ooh,
I also do a double. I have a triple this year.
Oh, what? Triple?
Yeah. Tonight, tomorrow lunch, and tomorrow dinner. I know.
Do you change it up at all, or is it like the same general premise of there's going to be, turkey and ham and lots of carbs?
It's all pretty much the same. There's a little bit of variance in the so tonight, his wife's side of the family, her dad makes stuffed in the turkey. That's what stuffing is.
Yes.
My grandmothers are responsible for the dressing for tomorrow. I grew up with dressing. And what Wes is there is a difference though. Like one is not more correct than the other. If you call it stuffing and it's cooked in its own dish, it's incorrect, I guess. And if it's in the turkey and you call it dressing, that's incorrect.
I guess.
But I like the differences in those. And my paternal grandmother does like a sausagey kind of dressing, and then my maternal grandmother does a cornbread kind of dressing. So that's the variance that I look forward to. All the other sides are pretty standard for me, but I love getting the different dressings and stuffings.
Anybody ever had oyster dressing?
Let's do it.
No.
Phenomenal.
Just oysters?
I mean, it's dressing, but it has oysters in it. A little variance. Outstanding.
I approve.
Yep.
Interesting.
Preston knows about it.
I've had fried oysters. I don't think I've had raw. I guess these are closer to like steamed. Are they chewy?
Nah, you can do it different ways. This is more like an accent, You kind of, they're cut up.
So they cook within the...
You cook it within the...
So when you're eating it, you're eating the dressing, and you're like, oh,
there's some oyster.
That was the oyster.
There's a piece of oyster in here.
It's
A
phenomenal.
little surprise every now and then. That's cool. Do any of you have anything? Well, do you have oyster dressing on the reg?
No.
Oh, okay. Is there anything like particularly unusual about your Thanksgiving compared to your traditional spread that you're looking forward to tomorrow?
It'll be, I expect the usual suspects when I walk in. It'll be all my good friends. As long as there's mac and cheese, turkey, and gravy.
Yeah.
Like it could literally be those three things and I'd be good.
Okay.
Same. Chris, should I bring my GC Live?
Here we go.
Should I bring my GC? So on GC Live, some people love this take and some people hate this take.
I already hate it.
You don't even know what I'm going to say, Pearson.
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say? Go
you
ahead.
hate cranberry sauce.
No, see, you're wrong. You don't know me. You don't know me like that. But all right, are we food touching people or food not touching people? That's the start for this conversation.
I have no problem with the foods touching.
Yep. Okay, Pearson.
That's not as strong as I was expecting. Honestly, I was going to clear out for you.
I'm waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Food touching is essential. I want no space between my food. My wife, actually, she has introduced me to a whole new way of eating, which is there's no such thing as plates. All food belongs in a bowl together.
Okay,
Yo,
all right.
Wow.
That might, okay. We might have to circle back to that, but I like this.
We did not rehearse this, but we are marching in the same direction.
Yes.
So my Thanksgiving favorite thing is basically all these foods are just sort of being thrown on the plate together for the most part. And the essential combination is some white rice. Normally, I'm not a white rice guy, but in this combination, it works. White rice, a big old block of dressing on top of the rice, then turkey on top of the dressing, then gravy, that legitimate gravy that comes from the turkey broth, I guess you would say, that has the little
drippings and the
cut up egg, like boiled eggs in there too, I guess. That goes on top. And then here's where people either are like, I'm with it, or they steer completely away. A little bit of cranberry sauce on top to balance it out. And you get a little sweet with all the salty mess below. That is like the center place of my plate. Then the other stuff, mac and cheese. We're big into broccoli casserole. The only way I like broccoli. Then, maybe some green beans if there's room, a roll or two.
So those are just like decorating the outside edges of your plate?
Yeah, but I love mac and cheese, so it can be its own thing. Like, It doesn't need anything else. But are y'all down with the creation or no?
Yeah, like basically turn it into a savory sundae?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
That's my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is eating that exact thing.
And then you finish it, and then you've got like all the like commingled drippings and juices at the bottom of the plate, and then you get a nice Sister Schubert roll. Use it to sop up all the rest of the juices on the plate, and then you go to sleep.
Is my grandma's dressing recipe that my aunt now makes, like it got passed down too. So there are some specific details that have to make this thing work.
Like I said, it's your duty. You have to learn this.
Yes.
You need to learn this.
I don't really like turkey otherwise. Like, I feel like a lot of times turkey by itself is just a little plain for me. I do like fried turkey or smoked turkey. That sort of takes it to another level.
Preston, you're being this is your show right now.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Just like take off. Just we're clearing out. I need like some iso ball takes.
Here's the deal. I haven't heard a bad opinion yet.
Okay, so you're pro cranberry.
Pro cranberry. On top of that, I like the canned cranberry, and I like the fresh cranberry sauce also. So if you want to get fancy and put some whatever, I'm cool with it. I like that also. I heard no bad takes from what Wes said. I'm official. It's button gut approved. The only the rolls solid. Some people might go cornbread over rolls, but I personally like rolls because they have a little more absorbency. Cornbreads is like a thing on its own. So that's another idea. Yeah, I'm no fault. I'm everybody's good.
I want to come to Chris's anti-cranberry take, but I got to get. Are you canned cranberry or like the more like the gelatinous kind or more saucy? Yeah.
See, I like the canned stuff. I think it's because that's what I've always had. As weird of a texture as it kind of is, that's kind of what I think of when I think of cranberry sauce. So I would go canned over the fancy stuff.
Yeah, one year my mother and I we got fancy and tried to make like a cranberry relish, and that did not go over well.
Not the same.
with the fam.
It
was solid though.
I mostly stayed away from cranberry, to be honest. As a kid, I've realized recently that it is, in my opinion, the most essential part of the Thanksgiving meal. It holds everything together because it's all so fatty. You need some of that acid to cut through it. But my only issue with the canned cranberry, tastes fine, works for me. I just find it harder to integrate into my plate. Whereas if I just like drizzle some of the saucy kind of cranberry on top, it just kind of seeps into the nooks and crannies and kind of gets in everything, which is where I want.
Well, if you're looking for the acid, you can always go with some greens.
Yeah.
You always go with some
collards
greens.
or something.
You always go with some collards. I'm collard strictly. Don't bring me no turnips and don't bring me none
no
of
mustard greens.
Don't bring me none of that.
Okay.
Only collards strictly. But you can kind of cut the acid with the greens also.
Chris, I feel like you're normally in the majority. I'm very, very happy that you're on an island here in your anti-cranberry takes. So can you defend yourself, please?
Well, yeah, I do feel outnumbered. Cranberry I don't dislike. It's just not like I can do without it. And I don't like the gelatinous canned stuff as much. I'm more of like, give me something fresh, and I'll generally put a little bit of it on my plate. But I'm normally not piling it on top of my turkey concoction.
Okay.
Like I'll get a little bit to taste it.
You don't know what you're missing, man.
You do have me thinking a little bit more. You do have to try things a little bit more.
Report back.
I will. I guarantee it.
I would say try it on your second plate though.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't
Okay.
mess up the first.
Yeah, that's a good take.
Well, just I'll do it again. I'll do a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll change my strategy a little bit.
Well, and you have a double, so you've got multiple opportunities.
Multiple
for this.
chances at it.
So I'm guessing this started because you are anti-food touching on your plate?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm a big food
this
toucher.
is a debate with a listener then.
When Wes first put forth this theory on GC Live, it was polarizing.
It was like a lot of people that were like, that sounds amazing. There's a lot of people that were like, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Well, for anyone that that feels like that's disgusting, tell them to hit me up on Twitter. We have some plates that my daughters used to use with like nice little partitions, almost like a plate version of the styrofoam container. So we can pass this. My 8 and 6-year-old daughters have grown out of that, so I can pass that along to any adults that don't want their food to touch.
We got no room for.
So y'all will literally.
And then when your food's not touching, you can take your little kitty tray and go sit at the kitty table too.
Exactly.
Don't sit with the adults over here.
Exactly.
Y'all will literally just do bowls tomorrow.
We have nice Thanksgiving plates that will get used once a year, but everything else that she eats is in a bowl.
It's a bowl.
It's like sweet potato, chicken, broccoli, rice. Give me a bowl.
I love it.
She's committed to it. Last thing, dessert. I feel like is maybe an underserved part of Thanksgiving. Like everyone always has dessert. I feel like no one's particularly enthusiastic about most of the Thanksgiving desserts. Wes is shaking his head. I'm just a sucker for sweets, but it doesn't feel like pecan pie, pumpkin pie. Like they're always there. It never feels like a highlight for most people.
I think it depends on. It depends on. All right, for this Thanksgiving, was the dessert a throw in? Like somebody's just like, oh well, we got to have dessert. Let's grab this generic grocery store pre-cooked pecan pie, or is this a Thanksgiving where somebody said, oh, we're going homemade. We're making this from scratch. I'm with you. I'm a sucker for sweets. Like that is my weakness is sweets, particularly if I know it's something I really like. My dad does like a pudding, like a chocolate pudding cake. And it's just like a big, just chocolate lava, basically. It's amazing. My grandma and my aunt used to do like a chocolate chip pecan pie that was amazing. Wow. Regular, if it's just like, oh, this is standard apple pie from Food Lion, I can do without.
Shout out, yeah. They did get a free spot.
Dessert,
not for a positive thing.
A good pecan pie,
okay,
with some really good vanilla ice cream is my jam. Some kind of cobbler like peach or blackberry, I will definitely try. Also with ice cream, there's a theme here. Yeah, I'm with Wes. Like you have the internal rating system. You're not going to go for something just for the heck of it.
See, that's the problem is I do, and I don't even enjoy it that much. I'm like, oh, this sucks, but I'm going to finish it and probably get seconds. Preston?
Yeah, if I had to choose, I would go with a second plate of food or a third plate of food.
Okay, so you're just going to skip
2 plates are standard. 2 plates are mandatory.
Yeah.
But if I got room for one more thing, I'll just get another food.
Wow. Just skipping dessert. I
don't mind skipping dessert
I've done that.
on Thanksgiving. I don't mind it.
Well, does that get replaced with like a brandy or like a digestif after dinner or something?
Out of my roll it around in my sniffer.
Yeah.
Nah. It'll be straight food, but usually maybe even some go back for like a roll and meat and something like that.
Yeah.
If that's what I'm still going for.
Dessert with coffee because I'm always sleepy right after it.
Always.
So you got to have some coffee.
Always. Yeah. Man, great call, Chris. This is my favorite show of the year. This is like one of my favorite days of the year. Y'all let me know if you have any scalding Thanksgiving takes or just in general, like the question that I really had for you guys today, and we've kind of talked about everything already, but I was wondering what for you was like kind of the most essential part, outside of the mains. Like you can't say turkey because there's always turkey. You can't say dressing or stuffing because there's always that. But like, what would be the most essential thing outside of that? We are a little over time here, so y'all can answer that question or any other takes that you have on Thanksgiving food. We will talk a little bit more about Carolina Clemson as we continue on here. 803-404-6100. Love Chevy phone line, text line. All of us are available for you on Twitter as well. Pearson Fowler at Coach P Tweets, at Wes Mitchell GC, and at GC Chris Clark.
The Early Game with Bill Gunter and Jen Jensen on your home of the Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game.
This is Damon Amendolara with your CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Look at this. For once, we actually have 3 good games on Thanksgiving. The Bills and Lions should have plenty of offense early. The Giants and Cowboys in a tasty game with playoff and NFC East implications. And late, it's whether Kirk Cousins can ever shed the label of stale stuffing in prime time. Here's your chance, big man. Let's eat. This is Damon. I'm Mendelara.
2000, 2008, 2022. When it comes to the economy, those are some scary years. .com crash, housing crash, and the roller coaster we're going through right now. It's a dangerous time to not know your numbers. But over 31,000 businesses have the confidence and clarity they need because they rely on NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, improve margins. Everything you need, all in one place. So, how do you prepare for uncertain times? The answer, NetSuite. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your business processes, and easily see where to save money. That's why 93% of customers say they improved their visibility and control when they upgraded to NetSuite. What are you waiting for? NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/play. netsuite.com/play.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, "Best product I've ever used," and "Amazing, I love my Navage." Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
With approved credit, call 888-411-7640 for details. One dime down and you're driving during the bigger than Black Friday event at JT's Dodgeland. Up to $10,000 off new Rams. A $500 Amazon gift card with every vehicle purchase. When other dealers say no, JT says you're approved. Get 1.9, 0.9, even 0% financing. Savings to $10,000 on Chargers and Rams. Dodgeland on Greystone, jtsdodge.com. Black Friday sales event.
Kubota tractors have become the go-to tractor for landowners and farmers. Carolina Power Equipment in Casey is the Midland Superstore for Kubota tractors, large and small. Shop and compare the full lineup of Kubota tractors right on site. Hydrostatic and manual transmissions, 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, front-end loaders, and more. Come in today for the products, service, parts, and accessories to help you work smarter, not harder. Carolina Power Equipment, 2490 Charleston Highway in Casey, or visit CarolinaPowerEquipment.com.
Hey, this is Ray and Nathan with Pope Davis Tire Automotive.
On your way to see family for Thanksgiving?
Or trying to escape from them?
We want you in the safest tires possible.
So until December 9th, we are selling Michelin tires at cost.
And now until December 9th, get a $70 rebate on any set of Michelin tires.
That's over $200 in savings. That's a good deal.
So you can safely speed away from Thanksgiving dinner.
Only at Pope Davis Tire Automotive.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 1075 The Game. Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile. It's the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, presented by Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen with Pearson Fowler, Chris Clark, and Wes Mitchell on the home of the Gamecocks, 1075 The Game.
"23 minutes after 11 o'clock. It's a Wednesday morning. It's Thanksgiving Eve, and it's the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour. Pearson, Preston, Wes, Chris here with you. Carolina is playing Clemson on Saturday. Do you want to talk about that? Do you have any other food takes?
Yeah, let's talk about
needed to get off the.
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay. Carolina's a 14.5-point underdog.
Do we have time at some point to talk about Lane Kiffin today as well?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
Okay.
We can talk about it now if you want to.
I mean, the guy has mastered Twitter. That's all I'm going to say. And I don't know if y'all have been following that if you're listening, but go check out his Twitter account. Also, as Preston just pointed out, I've not heard an actual denial yet from Lane about this Auburn possibility. He's danced around it. He said, I guess that it's news to him was his response to the tweet from the anchor in Mississippi saying that he was basically going to be the next coach. And then there was a report from Chris Lowe on ESPN.com. Basically, he met with his team, paraphrasing here, said that, he's not accepting another job, which is a different thing entirely than I'm not leaving. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire, I guess. But we also heard, like, Dan Mullen was leaving Mississippi State after 8 of the years he was in Starkville. So how big do we think this fire is at this point?
I mean, it's been rumored for a while that Lane has always sort of had his eyes on some of these other bigger jobs in the SEC. And, as with anything, you don't know, is the fire started by agents trying to boost their bargaining power with the current university, or is the fire from this could actually be happening, or is the fire from the end of they want to hire Lane Kiffin, but it may not happen on his end. So it's got to the fire is there, but a lot of things have to fit together for him to actually leave Ole Miss. A lot of times, until last offseason, when we did see teams leaving Power Fives for other Power Fives, for a stretch there, you just did not see Power Five head coaches leave a Power Five job to go to another Power Five job unless they were being forced out and it was like a kind of a safe landing situation.
Much less in the same conference, much less in the same division.
Exactly. That's almost unheard of. Obviously, I don't think anybody saw Brian Kelly leaving Notre Dame for LSU, but it happened. So it can happen. New things happen in college football all the time these days, it seems like. But part of me, I go back and forth between it's happening or on Friday, Ole Miss is going to announce a massive new contract for Lane Kiffin with a bunch of promises about this, that, and the other.
Can I ask an obvious question?
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like questions that seem to have the most obvious answers are the ones that really need examining. Are we sure Auburn's a better job than Ole Miss?
Are we sure? Maybe not. Are we pretty sure? I think so. Ole Miss has never played for an SEC title, right?
Correct.
Now it's a different job. At Auburn, you have to be willing to put up with the boosters, I don't know what they call their board. Is it board of trustees or board of regents, or everybody has their own?
I think they just call it God over there.
Yeah, they call it, these guys are going to mess you up if they don't agree with you, and work behind your back to sabotage you if they don't agree with your hiring. So it's a very different job. You got to have some thick skin, I feel like, and a certain way about you. It could be spicy. How about that? If Lane Kiffin is there, he doesn't seem like the type to back down and be told what to do. So
Auburn to me is the chart, simple XY axis, hot and crazy. And Auburn might be a 9 in both of those. And Ole Miss might be like a 4 in both of those. But are the additional resources and is the additional prestige that being the head coach at Auburn provides for recruiting and other purposes, does it balance out the crazy?
But let's put Lane Kiffin on the same chart. And
Fair.
what is he? 9 on both?
I think he's hotter than he is crazy right now.
Right now, but he's suppressing the crazy. He's just waiting for somewhere where he can go and let himself be free and be the true Lane that he wants to be.
So then can we agree that this is not a safe space for Lane Kiffin to let his freak flag fly?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yes, he's content, and yes, he's doing yoga now, and he walks the dog on the yard or whatever. But I just get I don't know him, but you get a sense like he's like, yeah, this is nice, but this is not what I want to be doing.
Right. He's going to have won 20 games at Ole Miss in the last 2 seasons, though.
But it doesn't matter. It's similar to how some people, you may move out to the suburbs or something like that, and it's like, yeah, this is really nice, and my children are safe, and we have great schools, but I want to live in this city. I want to live where the action is, and for some reason, it feels like Lane. That's kind of how he feels.
Well, and he had the job at Tennessee. That's a good job, and he left for Southern Cal. Now he said
didn't work out well at either of those stops,
and he said, well, in Southern Cal. Here we are. We've come a long way. Defending Lane Kiffin, right? That was a tough deal, when he got there. It really was. That was not a great situation, and they still won some games. But, he didn't last long at Tennessee. You leave Tennessee to take the Southern Cal job. I mean, it's not the same, but like like Wes brought up Brian Kelly leaving. Like, you don't see that a lot. Like a coach jumping from one name brand, like former blue blood program or current blue blood program to go to another one. That was kind of interesting. So I think there's an element with Lane where maybe he's never like totally content. And Auburn has another appeal for him potentially in that now you're a rival with Nick Saban.
That's true.
A chance to prove something.
That might be it. That might be the factor right there.
They've come close to taking down Saban at Ole Miss in a game, but I feel like that's sort of his white well at this point. Like that's what eludes him.
Yeah, you could tell it was personal listening to that post-game press conference.
Now, the other side of that, it's long been rumored that Kiffin's ultimate goal maybe isn't to take down Saban, but to take over for Saban. You don't go from Auburn to Alabama.
Whoa.
What?
Maybe that's the galaxy brain here. It's like, no, you anybody else on this planet do not go from Auburn to Alabama, but the man that left Tennessee after a year to go to Southern Cal and a man that might leave Ole Miss to go to Auburn might want nothing more than to leave Auburn for Alabama and maybe poison a tree on his way out.
That would be the most Lane Kiffin thing ever, to go from Auburn to Alabama.
This has all been part of his plan.
I don't know if you can get away with that in that state. Like,
again, it's
physical harm.
It's really simple. All he has to do is say, I'm not leaving. I am not taking that job. I'm not going to Auburn. That's all he has to say.
He was like, I could give you a pine box line. It's like, yeah, but you didn't.
Exactly.
You didn't give it.
Exactly.
All right, real quick. Chris, do you want Lane Kiffin to be Auburn's next head football coach?
Yes.
Preston?
Sure.
Wes?
No.
I don't either.
Really?
I don't either. Yeah.
I like him playing the villain at Ole Miss.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah. I think it's good for him. He kind of stays out of the spotlight. Everything that he does at Auburn is going to be accentuated in a way that is not at Ole Miss. I feel like that's a good place for him to be. Not forever. I like it for now. And they're winning a lot of games.
Well, let me give my reasoning, though.
Yeah.
Well, number one, I think he'd probably win pretty big at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So maybe, Carolina fans might be like, no, we want everybody in the SEC to be pretty bad. There's enough good teams. But I just think it would be very entertaining. Like, Auburn is just, sorry to any Auburn fans listening, it's kind of a strange place. Like, they get in weird games. They have weird things happen. It's just an interesting place. And Lane's an interesting dude. So part of me wants to just like, I'm not saying it would like burn up. It might work spectacularly, but I just kind of want to see what would happen. But I like the Ole Miss angle too. I'm perfectly content watching that as well.
Well, we might have an answer as soon as Sunday. Will be a lot of fun.
Or Friday, if the guy
That's
correct.
Yeah, true. I guess I was thinking they'll let the Auburn game wrap up first, but maybe not.
What that made no sense. Why would his coach step down on a Friday?
Yeah.
Well, they play tomorrow.
Okay.
So it would be the
There you
day
go.
after. It would be
Oh
their
yeah, they do play on
it
Thanksgiving.
would be
Yeah,
their
duh.
Sunday, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, it will be the Sunday. There you go. Thank you for setting me straight. It was incredibly dumb.
A quick reminder too, as Wes mentioned earlier, go check out his Twitter. It's always good.
Lane? Yeah.
But going back and forth with local reporters, breaking news. Lane moved a local reporter to a different station. Very powerful individual, at least on social media.
And he loves this. You tell me he could just do this times 5 or 10 at Auburn. That's what he wants to do.
That's true.
He does. I'm telling you, all of that yoga and I get to walk my dog through the Grove every day. He hates it.
Okay, so here's my take though. I just think that Auburn is a worse job than people think it is. So I'm just trying to. I guess I'm like negging the Auburn job a little.
Okay.
All right. Buy or sell. Brought you back into Wash. Lane Kiffin is the next coach at Auburn.
Oh,
I want to go ahead and get this one in just in case.
Just in case it's Friday.
Rando TV guy is correct. Buy or sell, he's the next coach at Auburn.
I'll buy it, but I'm not going to be as happy about it.
My opinion doesn't matter. I don't even know what day the game is. I'll buy it. No conviction.
I'm buying until he denies it.
Yeah.
I think I'm buying as well.
Wow.
It's like if you deny it, people don't believe you anyway. But if you don't deny it, then people are supposed to believe you.
Correct.
I guess. Wild. All right. We'll talk about the Clemson game next. 803-404-6100. Love Chevy phone line, text line. Get us all on Twitter.
More of the Extra Point coming up next on 107.5 The Game.
Ready for an outdoor makeover? You can do it affordably today with Jack Oliver's Pool, Spa, and Patio. We have beautiful, high-quality outdoor furniture brands in stock, including Original Polly's Island, CRP, our recycled polymer line, Palmetto Patio Collection, and more. Make a high-end statement without the high-end price or waiting for weeks. We deliver in Richland and Lexington County, too. Jack Oliver's Pool, Spa, and Patio, 3303 Forest Drive, and JackOliverPools.com.
Locally owned Atlantic Windows and Doors has been making Columbia area homes more comfortable, attractive, weather-tight, and energy efficient for over 35 years. How? By distributing products from the best window and door manufacturers in the country. These products give you the best looks, the best quality, and the best value, all based on your specific needs. And everything is professionally installed by their dedicated and experienced employees, not subcontractors. Atlantic Windows and Doors. Visit them online at awdsc.com. Join Move Fitness today for only $10. If you're finally ready to drop the extra pounds, get in shape, and feel better, this is the time to act. Don't wait until all the holiday food and fun adds to your waistline. Join today for only $10. Move is the first step to reach your fitness and weight loss goals. Stop by any club or see us on the web at muvsc.com. Join the movement. See the results. See clubs for full membership details. Expires 11/30/22.
At the Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, we've seen how terrible accidents turn lives upside down, and we're proud to be the lawyers our clients depend on during their toughest moments. I'm Jason Reynolds. Call me when your family is faced with any serious injury or death.
And I'm Stephen Samuels. When you're hurt at work, I go to work, getting you the medical treatment and workers' compensation you depend on. We have the experience and passion you need when you need it most.
Samuels Reynolds. True injuries, true lawyers. 779-4000.
It's Black Friday at Shooter's Choice in West Columbia, and that means 3 full days of off-the-chart special pricing. Plenty of inventory to choose from, but with some limited quantities. So come early to make sure you get what you want. Shooter's Choice will kick off the Black Friday deals Friday morning at 6 a.m. The low pricing will shock you. Follow Shooter's Choice on Facebook and Instagram for early release of sale pricing and items on sale. It all starts Friday at 6 a.m. at Shooter's Choice on Sunset Boulevard in West Columbia. Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 11 to 5. Make your first choice, your best choice. Make it Shooter's Choice.
Gamecock fans, are you thinking about Christmas yet? At Gamecock Traditions, we have $10 tees that make the perfect affordable gift. We have huge selection of Under Armour clothing at our stores, and the new Under Armour Sonic 5 tennis shoes for ladies and men just arrived. Looking for a gift for a lady? Our women's Gamecock apparel have gotten rave reviews this season, and we're stocked and ready with great fashions. Shop GamecockTraditions.com or go to one of our 2 locations, 5134 Sunset Boulevard or at Sandhills Village next to the fountain. Gamecock Traditions, your Carolina Christmas headquarters.
Hey everyone, this is Jimmy Guthrie from Superior Kia in Orangeburg. Personally inviting you to come out to the Superior Auto Mile, Highway 301 North for some big country savings. Everyone knows that out in the country, everything costs less, land costs less, houses cost less, and at Superior Kia in Orangeburg, new Kias cost less. But don't take my word for it. Go to SuperiorMotorsKia.com and see for yourself. Don't forget to click to unlock the deal of the day. Most importantly, at Superior Kia, we don't go to the big city auctions to buy cars. We'd rather buy local trade-ins from local people like you. That's why we price our new Kias so low. It's a win-win for everyone. You get a great deal on a new Kia, and we get our hands on a quality pre-owned trade-in. So if you want the best car at the best price with the best experience, you got to come out to the Superior Auto Mile, Highway 301 North for some big country savings.
Remember, that's SuperiorMotorsKia.com. Located on the Superior Auto Mile, Highway 301 North in Orangeburg.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
It's the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, presented by Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen with Pearson Fowler, Chris Clark, and Wes Mitchell on the home of the Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game.
11:41 Wednesday morning. 19 minutes left in the show. Not that I am ever looking forward to this hour being over. It's a lot of fun, but as soon as this ends, I'm going home and I'm going to finish cooking food, and then I'm going to eat my first of 3 Thanksgiving meals. First of 2 Thanksgiving dinners. Very much looking forward to this. A couple of quick takes. Just have to. Sorry. Friend of the show, George Simpson, texted me, said, hot take, gravy does not belong on mashed potatoes.
Do you have a boo button over there?
I don't have a boo button.
Need one.
I said just the turkey. He said, yep, if that.
I'm going to give him some grace.
Okay.
I feel like there's some grace to be given here, because if you really get your mashed potatoes right, you can get away with not having gravy.
That's fair. Yeah. The gravy just like adds a little moisture, but if all your stuff is properly cooked, you don't need it, I guess. Drew was,
I don't subscribe to it, but I understand.
You respect it.
I'm a big gravy advocate. Drew is just floored that I said cranberry is essential. He said giblet gravy is the utility player in his house.
I'm here for it.
What is that? What is giblets?
Giblet, that's what Wes was explaining.
Yeah, it's just
earlier.
like I guess it's
innards.
little pieces of from the turkey, plus you throw some chopped up boiled egg in there.
Oh.
It does sort of bring everything together.
Al wants to know if sweet potato casserole is a side or a dessert.
Ooh, this is a good one. Shout out to my wife. She's probably not listening, but she makes a really excellent dish this is considered. I eat it with dinner, but it can absolutely be a dessert.
But does she make it like the marshmallowy or the like streusel on top or whatever people?
She goes with pecans on top.
Oh, okay.
And brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is a dessert that is pretending to be a side. Like it is a dessert, but you don't eat it as a dessert. You know, like I don't think
like
I know.
Cereal?
Yeah, I don't think I know anyone. Like a muffin is freaking cake, but you eat it. Oh, it's breakfast.
Yeah.
What's the temperature on that green fluffy thing, like the marshmallow?
I'm
You know
not
what
about that.
What is that called?
Green marshmallow.
It's like a green Jello-y thing.
Is it Jello?
Is it the Jello mold, but the top has like marshmallow on it or whatever? Y'all don't know what we're talking about?
Oh.
I'm just not about it.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
know
not
in some
either.
parts of the country people will eat Jello with like whipped cream, and to me those are.
It feels like it's from the 1950s.
This is
It does, yeah, yeah.
what do we do? We still eat Jello.
I mean, yeah, it's very much a church potluck in the
Yes.
1950s.
That's what it feels like.
Dish.
Yeah, I haven't had
but
that.
some people still have it.
I just don't like marshmallows that much. Actually, sweet potato casserole is why I didn't realize I like sweet potatoes until like 5 years ago.
I just got a DM from my guy Wright. Ambrosia is what it's called. That's the proper name.
Good call, right?
No Ambrosia fans here.
Yeah, we go savory sweet potatoes because save dessert for dessert. Chipotle's and adobo sauce, salt, butter, sweet potatoes. I like them savory. Man, we got a lot of food takes in here. We'll save some of those. Carolina's playing Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
It is 11:44. Carolina's 14.5-point underdogs. Chris, you can't expect Carolina to score 63. Obviously, Clemson's defense is better, but the winning team will score how many points?
I feel like I know nothing after last week. So the winning team scores how many points? Hard to get a blueprint. Clemson has I'm not filibustering. I just feel like there's some context. Clemson's only lost one game, so you don't have a lot of like blueprints. Okay, what do you have to do or need to do? And then South Carolina's last week just completely broke, anything that we thought we knew about this team, really. I feel like you need to be in the first thing that came to mind, like 28. I don't think you have to get to 35 in this game.
Any dramatic disagreement, Wes?
30 is the first thing that popped in my head.
Okay, so 4 touchdowns and a safety.
We're still hanging around there. I mean, what was the score last year? 30-0?
Yep.
Maybe that's why that number is in my brain.
Well, the number in that game was only 1. You just need, or I guess you needed a safety to win that game if you were Clemson.
I mean, yeah, obviously they're not going to. There was a post on our board where the topic headline was basically, it's not what happened this past week is not going to happen against Clemson.
Right.
And I'm like, no, like, do y'all realize how.
Thanks for not making me dump that.
Yeah, how historic what we witnessed this past week was as far as 63 points. I mean, Tennessee's not giving that up in the last century. So
they haven't given it up this century or last century. You have to go back to the century before that.
Yeah, it's like
before the light bulb was invented.
So yeah, don't expect that again. But can this offense give South Carolina something compared to last year to like make it a game? I think is the question. If you told me right now, you gave me no other context, South Carolina scored 30 points in this game, I would say they got a pretty good shot of winning it.
So they definitely covered. I would say they probably won. So the regression that will naturally happen for all the reasons that we've laid out for like 3 days now, coupled with Clemson being a lot better defensively than Tennessee, leaves you feeling like Carolina will do what? Do you think they will score 30, or you're just saying if I told you they scored 30?
I got to be honest, guys. I have no idea.
Will you be more surprised if Carolina scores fewer than 10 or more than 28?
Somebody help me here. I feel like the last 2 weeks have broken my brain. Like the difference. So SEC StatCat, Clark Brooks, phenomenal guy in breaking all this stuff down. South Carolina against Florida. I hope I'm getting this right. 22% of their offensive plays were what he diagrammed as broken plays. So the play had no chance whatsoever to convert. 8% broken plays against Tennessee. So I don't know. I think South Carolina is capable of going and winning some one-on-one battles with their receivers and moving the football and not having a Florida type performance. I also think Clemson will be in a better place to create some turnovers that Tennessee didn't. I think they'll be much more aggressive in what they try to do against Spencer Rattler. Tennessee, as the game went on, got less and less aggressive defensively, I feel like. Played a bunch of zone in the second half, I think because they thought they couldn't cover Carolina's receivers in one-on-one situations. Maybe they were right, but I think it'll be a very, very different, not just talent-wise for Clemson, but approach from Clemson. So can the O-line continue to give Rattler enough time to operate against a much more aggressive defense?
Yeah, you're talking about the 30-point mark and kind of what it'll take to win. I mean, Clemson has gone over in every game but 2. They've gone over the 30-point mark. One of them was a 6-point win against Syracuse, and then the loss at Notre Dame, they scored only 14 points. You know, I went back last night. I watched Miami, who's obviously a very bad football team, especially on offense, and I watched them against Clemson. And honestly, I mean, half joking and half not, it kind of looked like South Carolina against Florida, like just couldn't do anything. But with Miami, that's been consistent, right? South Carolina against Florida, that was an aberration of how bad they were. That was their worst game of the year, and then they followed it with their best. Miami's been consistently pretty bad.
I think I saw they literally had 5 yards of offense in the first half.
Yeah, they had -11 after the first quarter. And
impressive.
That, you know, they gave Clemson short fields. You look at, you know, I was talking like last week, we were searching for the formula for South Carolina to beat Tennessee, and I think we all thought it would have to follow that typical formula. Well, you're going to need short fields on offense. You're going to need to get a bunch of turnovers, big special teams play. Turns out they needed none of them. They wrote a completely different script. When you look at Clemson's loss to Notre Dame, it did follow the typical script. Notre Dame did run the football pretty well and stop the run pretty well, but they had 2 regular length touchdown drives. The rest of them were block punt for touchdown,
pick six,
96-yard pick six, and then a 14-yard drive, quote unquote, after a pick. And so, you know, now that was one game, but I do still get the feeling that that's probably because of Clemson's front.
Yeah.
Defensively, that's probably more along the lines of what you're going to need.
More thoughts on the Carolina-Clemson game as we wrap things up on the Gamecock Central Hour next.
More of the Extra Point coming up next on 107.5 The Game. High school coverage on 107.5 The Game is sponsored by Love Chevrolet. This basketball season and every basketball season, come to campus and catch a game. Whatever the game, whoever you're with, just catch a game. Find your tickets online at GamecockSonline.com.
Getting your home ready for the holidays? AAA Heating and Air wants to help you make sure you will be keeping your friends and family comfortable in your home. Call AAA Heating and Air at 803-677-1500 for a free ductwork check. Their reliable technicians thoroughly inspect your home's ductwork so you and yours don't get left out in the cold this holiday season. Call AAA Heating and Air at 803-677-1500 to schedule your free ductwork check today.
AAA Air when you need us. AAA Heating and Air.
What's so important about the year 2030? Ending the HIV epidemic in the U.S. has set a goal for reducing the number of new HIV infections in the U.S. by 90% by 2030. Many agencies across the nation have teamed up to fight the epidemic. What can you do? A lot. Start by getting tested so you know your status. For HIV testing, please call 1-855-4SC-DHEC, 1-855-472-3432 to schedule an appointment today.
You haven't tasted real Carolina barbecue until you've experienced Little Pig's Barbecue. Full-service dine-in buffet with barbecue ribs, brisket, chicken, rice, hash, tomato pie, macaroni and cheese, and many more of your favorites. Eat in or take out. Little Pig's Barbecue on Alpine Road is open from 11 to 2 on Wednesday, 11 to 8 Thursday through Saturday, and 11 to 3 on Sunday. Little Pig's Barbecue on Alpine Road. Little Pig's family looks forward to seeing you soon.
Managing your online presence takes time, effort, and expertise. It can overwhelm even the savviest business owner. So, meet Cumulus Boost. We're experts at boosting the online presence for businesses of every type. We make sure potential customers can easily find you and really like what they find. Your website, online listings, consumer reviews, and more. Cumulus Boost, online at cumulusboost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
No! The reindeer are pooped and I'm stranded. All the little girls and boys are waiting on their toys.
Chill, Santa. We'll call Schroeder's Towing. When you need a tow fast, call Schroeder's Towing 24/7, and they'll take you and your car home. Schroeder's Towing will haul anything you got to anywhere you want. Heavy equipment, coaches, buses, forklifts, even a sleigh full of toys. 772-7930. SchroedersTowing.com.
Schroeder's Towing, the best and fastest hookers in town.
Locally owned Atlantic Windows and Doors has been making Columbia area homes more comfortable, attractive, weather-tight, and energy efficient for over 35 years. How? By distributing products from the best window and door manufacturers in the country. These products give you the best looks, the best quality, and the best value, all based on your specific needs. And everything is professionally installed by their dedicated and experienced employees, not subcontractors. Atlantic Windows and Doors. Visit them online at awdsc.com.
Hey Gamecocks, Scott here with Gamecock Traditions. This Christmas, celebrate with Gamecock gear that was sure to make any Gamecock fan happy. Brands like Columbia Sportswear, Pressbox, Under Armour, and many others. Maybe getting bowl tickets and a new Gamecock shirt, hat, or Gamecock watch or pendant would be perfect for your Gamecock. Gamecock Traditions, 5134 Sunset Boulevard, or at Sand Hills Village by the fountain. No matter what you're looking for in Gamecock merchandise, Gamecock Traditions or GamecockTraditions.com is your one-stop shop.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 107.5 The Game. Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile.
It's the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour.
Presented by Firehouse Subs. Founded by firemen with Pearson Fowler,
Chris Clark, and Wes Mitchell
on the home of the Gamecocks.
107.5
The Game.
All right, just a couple minutes left here in the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour before we make way for Terry and the halftime show, and then everyone goes and eats their delicious Thanksgiving feasts. Appreciate all of your food takes today on the text line. Sorry we couldn't get to all of them. Trying to get a little bit of football in here. The Carolina-Clemson game, Preston, when I asked Wes if he would be more surprised to see Carolina score fewer than 10 or more than 28, it looked like you had an answer. Might have been an unrelated thought, but I just wanted to circle back to you on that.
No, I don't have an answer.
Okay.
In the break, I don't know how to talk about this game intelligently.
Okay.
As I said, all bets are off. We'll see how it shakes out.
I completely avoided your question because I had nothing to say. I have no feel. But how could you? How could you when you look at the last two games beside each other?
I think we'll be able to figure out what's going on in this game pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
And
first 10 minutes of game time.
Yeah, we'll have an indication of what the game is going to be. If the offense comes out rolling as they were, it might get interesting. If Clemson gets off to a hot start, it might not be a lot to look at.
I mean, we haven't talked about it a whole lot other than just kind of the oddity and the novelty that it is. But South Carolina being a team that didn't have a lead change in SEC play, that means something. Does it mean that this team's front runners? Does this team can't come from behind? Like maybe both of those things?
It could mean both. And as I also said, Clemson's played in a couple of close games this year, so we know that they have that capability to do that. I'd say the first couple of minutes, first couple of drives are probably pretty important.
Hot starts? The buzzword of the middle part of the season?
Hot starts. And this is a game where we don't know yet, realistically, who's available at running back. We don't know. If they have Marshawn Lloyd, that'll be a boost.
What's your gut on that? Not reporting. You're not breaking news here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my guts probably don't play. He doesn't play, but
yeah,
I don't know. Wes, do you have a gut?
He does have a gut. Gotta hit the gym.
That's why I'm going twice in the next 2 days. No, I got a gut feeling that we could see Marshawn return this week. My gut it's been like on the bottom side of 50% the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's ticking up over 50% this week. I think he's going to give it a go.
Does that mean anything meaningful for South Carolina?
Yes, because I think Clemson is going to make it very difficult. They're very disruptive. Having a guy who can make the first person miss a decent amount, I think matters. Now, I think you can't revert back to just force feeding him the ball. You have to stay aggressive against them, I think. But yeah, in no world, I know what happened last week, but in no world does adding Marshawn Lloyd to your backfield make you worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a fair point. All right, we are out of time here. We will be back after we've all been incredibly well fed. Hope you all enjoy your Thanksgivings, your sides, your cranberry, your sweet potato casserole, your oyster dressing, whatever it is that you like. Hope you enjoy that time with your family, time with friends. We'll be back on Friday to talk more about the Carolina Clemson game. And in the meantime, appreciate you all listening, and the halftime show is coming up next.
Celebrating our 15th anniversary is Columbia's sports talk station.
WNKT FM, Eastover, Columbia.
107.5 The Game.
A Cumulus media station.
What should you get the music lover on your holiday list? Tickets to the